Much like UFC 251 and April have a lot in common, both came in with a lot of force, really high paced, and then went out with a whimper with the main event that we were all expecting. It was a good time. UFC 251 is in the books. This is our review of what went down from UFC 251 on the Bro Plata show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode. We are recording on a Tuesday, so tomorrow will be a UFC card live from Fight Island again, which will be always fun as hell to watch. My name is Ray Hyclak. Next to me is this lovely, lovely human being known as Tim Danko. Tim Danko, how are you doing? And are you excited to talk UFC 251?
What's up, babe? How are you? How are things?
Just pretty, just head up and down like I'm always doing. It's always a good time.
No, man. Yeah, let's do it, man. I have some things to say, Ray. I got some shit to say, Ray.
Oh, I do too. I definitely do. And we'll get into the main card, a few of the prelims as well, because some of the prelims were pretty badass. And then we got to obviously the early prelims. Early prelims were fun for what I watched. I watched a couple of them on ESPN Plus. And the one that I really want to talk about is the only one of real note on the first prelim is Martin Day versus Davy Grant. Tim, did you watch that fight at all?
No, I missed it.
Did you see the highlight, though?
Yeah, I know what happened.
Oh, my God, man. Grant Davy, put him down in a way that I haven't seen a prelim or pre-prelim go down that way since probably Yancy Medeiros at UFC 253 or 203. 203 in Cleveland when he just destroyed somebody. Somebody leave a comment down below who that was. But yeah, I mean, it was a very good fight. And then we had a lot of decisions going in on the early prelim. Marcin Tybura was on the early prelim, and he wound up winning by decision. It's really the only other one. Besides, I need to talk about this one just because it was a sloppy fight, and we had a few sloppy fights on this prelim. But the controversial Rulian Pavia versus I'm not even going to say the Russian guy's name because it says Zhuglaz Zimuglov. I'm going to just go with that.
Doesn't matter, man. That doesn't matter what his name is. That guy's an asshole. Screw that guy. I'm done with that guy. That guy it's pretty down. It's down to the bottom of the barrel on my list right now, man. He's going to have to do a lot to get up my list, man. I do not like that guy at all right now.
Sloppy fight, man. That was a horrible fight.
I was angry because after the Brazilian guy, what's his name? Santos, was that his name?
I believe this was before the Santos fight.
I'm thinking of which one am I thinking of? I'm thinking of the one where the guy's throwing knees.
That was oh God, where was it? It was the Bogatov fight.
Oh, okay, that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, the Bogatov fight, which we will get into. That was just atrocious, and
Bogatov, yeah, screw that guy. I'm not into that guy.
It was that. We'll just get into it now, just because of how really bad it was. How do you fight like that? How do you get you can't just chalk it up to nerves at that point.
No, man, I don't think so. Okay, so what happened was, number one, the fight was it was a great fight for a while, right? Mm-hmm. After the second round, Santos almost stopped him, right? But somehow he survived and he kept going. And after that round, I'm like, oh man, if this third round is anything like the second round, we might have the fight of the night. It was going to be a great fight. I was super excited. Then, what's his name? Bogatov?
Bogatov.
This ass. Okay, so twice he knees Santos in the balls, okay? Now, this is in the clinch. This is the thing I was thinking of. Why do you even throw those knees in the clinch? I don't really understand the down the middle knee in the clinch, because what are you going to hit? If you get it high enough, maybe you could hit him in the abdomen, but your shin's still going to hit him in the groin, right?
Yeah.
So I don't really understand why you even attempt to throw that. He got him once and he got him good. Then he did it again. He did it twice. All right. And if that wasn't bad enough, later, the worst of them all, and when he got the points taken, was the knee to the face, which isn't even close.
No.
He had one knee down. It wasn't even close. It was a punt to the face. It was completely illegal. Not even close. Not even it was on borderline. Maybe he was coming up. No, he was down to one knee. He got him in the face, and Goddard the referee just yelled at him, which is what I was thinking. I was like, "What are you doing?" And that's exactly what Goddard said, and he took 2 points from him.
And as he should have. I mean,
that
should have been at least a 3-point night, because he hit him twice, as you said, right in the right into the twigs and berries.
You got him square, man, square.
Hard too. Yeah. Like, that's, if anybody's ever been hit in that area, even lightly, it's not a fun day. But when you just get kneed and shinned, and I think one of the times he caught the edge of his foot with the edge of his foot after throwing that knee. That was I thought after the second knee we were gonna get at least a 1-pointer off of that. I did not expect just Mark Goddard to admonish him twice and then go back to fighting. I thought we would at least get a point deduction right off the bat, because that's supposed to be how this went. And that, or at least how it's supposed to be scored usually, is 1 warning, 1 point taken away, and then it just goes from there. And I believe it's referee's discretion on disqualification, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so.
And
at least most places. Abu Dhabi may be different, but I'm pretty sure most places it is referee's discretion. But no, what I don't understand is the warnings, right? Then after the knee to the head, he takes 2 points.
Yeah.
Why can't he just take 1 point and then 1 point again? It's like he's warning him, and then after he gets really mad this time, after the 3rd illegal knee, right? He's like, okay, retroactively, I'm taking the point. So now I'm taking 2 points from you.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand that. It should have been 1 after the second knee and another one after the knee to the head.
Well, we've both refereed and umpired sports, and you can I felt bad for Mark Goddard when he had to take 2 points, because obviously what you just said should have been what happened, which is 1 point first for that second shot, and then for that knee to the head when he was a downed opponent. That should have been another one. Sometimes referees can get wishy. We've seen it in the UFC plenty of times. How many referees have we seen just go down this really weird path where, like, a fight goes on, a dude is down or a woman is down, and they're just getting the shit kicked out of them. There's some refs that would immediately step in with the leg, do all that kind of stuff to get them out of the way. But you do have those Mario Yamasakis and Steve Mazzagatis out there.
It happened on this card.
Yeah. And we'll get into that fight, but I can understand Mark Goddard giving 2 points retroactively to kind of have a makeup, because I think we've both been in that situation where it's kind of like, I fucked up a little bit and we got to go from there. Although it should not have happened. I'm not saying he was right for doing it.
No, it's weird, because it's like making a makeup call, right?
Yeah.
If you were doing another sport, and there was just something you don't do, because now you made 2 bad calls, right?
Yes.
So it was strange. He was saying, okay, you're not going to get punished for these illegal knees to the groin. But after the illegal one to head, he's like, you know what? I'm going to punish you retroactively, like we said, for the one in the groin. Like, he was going to get away with it until he hit him in the head. Then he got him for the head and the groin. That sounds weird. Why didn't he just get him for the – I mean, either way, 2 points should have been taken. Yeah. But it was weird how it was done. Why didn't he just do it in the first place?
I'm not sure what he was really thinking with that. And there's a dog going off in the background, and I apologize to everybody that could hear that. But hey,
I didn't hear it.
That's a good thing, though. Yeah, I mean, it's strange to me the way this was refereed, and just having, and even just the way this whole fight was like you said, it started off really good. Like it could have been a definite point or fight of the night contender after that first round. And then all of a sudden it turned into day one of Muay Thai class. Like everybody's doing wrong stuff. And if for some reason somebody's got to pay, I guess, for the mistake. But at the same time, it's like how immediately to me, after the 2 and then 1, it should have, and then the knee to the head, because we've even seen this with Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi back at UFC 210. That was an infraction that turned into a disqualification, and that was, I believe, Dan Miragliotta was in the cage for that one, and he was the one that went right to the replay right afterwards. Obviously, I don't think Mark Goddard wanted to do that, but I mean, it's a weird way to start off a night on ESPN if you really look at it.
Yeah, man, and I was gonna say again, I mean, the groin strikes, number one, like I said, from the clinch up the middle doesn't really seem really smart to begin with.
No.
But that's still, you can still see, okay, maybe that happens. Shit happens. However, the last one, the one to the head, what was he even thinking?
I don't know.
Straight to, it wasn't like he was trying to get him in the shoulder and he went too high. He was going straight towards his head, and he was very, very obviously on one knee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even close.
And what was funny was I didn't even realize that it had happened I thought he was kind of up. And then the next thing I know, his knee's on the ground and Mark Goddard's, yelling at him. And I kind of understood what was going on at that point. But the way he hit him just so quickly with that knee was kind of just like, I felt bad for Santos. I really
absolutely.
did.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. He got the win, man, but he got a lot of stuff. He took a lot of hits that he shouldn't have taken.
Yeah.
And those knees to the head, there's a reason why they're illegal, man.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, man. One of my buddies, he's a pro fighter, had a fight where he got like a similar knee to the head, and he was obviously down, and he got punted to the head, and he ended up getting the DQ because he tried to fight, but then he fell over twice.
Yeah.
And the ref, luckily, the ref didn't give him a no contest. It was super obvious, so he gave him the DQ because of that knee. He couldn't fight anymore, and he had a really bad concussion after that and couldn't fight for a while because of that. So it really sucked, man. He really paid the price for someone's illegal move and a mistake.
Oh, I've seen in low-level MMA shows the same thing. I've been to a few where they've had those knee infractions and stuff like that, because in the state of Ohio, especially for amateurs, you can't knee to the head. So I actually watched a guy take a knee right between the eyes, and all he did was just go like this. I was just like, oh my God. And I thought the guy was dead. No, he was fine. But he took a knee to the head illegally. Mm-hmm. And he looked like he was a bit, messed up afterwards. And you never want to see that in a fight, but it's what happened in that one especially. I mean, man, what a fucking shit show that was, ladies and gentlemen. It was bad. I have never bad. So bad. How about Marquand Americani getting it done, by the way, with that choke?
The Americana, right? Yeah.
No, it was the Anaconda.
Anaconda, sorry. Anaconda.
He pulled that thing out of nowhere and just strangled him. And to watch Danny Henry just completely fall out of life.
Right.
Was the best part about that, because you don't want to see it, but at the same time, it's like a knockout in boxing or any other striking thing. When you see a guy go out because of a choke, your adrenaline goes up. You know it's over, and that's the nice, cool part. What'd you think about that fight?
That was a great Mr. Finland there, man. Great choke, man. Great choke. He was working for that Darce, and then he rolled into the Anaconda. It was brilliant. It was beautiful. And then he said to the ref, he's sleeping. And then the ref grabbed his arm, and he realized that he was out, which really sucks as because he was still choking him for a minute when he was already out, which is super dangerous. But I mean, what is he supposed to do? I mean, I guess he could have just let go. But what if he went, what if he went limp on purpose or something, which is possible. But no, I mean, that's just how it goes. But he did the right thing by telling the ref, hey, man, he's out. Check it out. So, yeah, it's definitely scary when a guy gets choked out unconscious.
Oh, the scariest part about that was actually his toes. He was so stiff at one point that his toes were actually latched onto the cage. Like they were vice gripped on there. It looked really bad. And also great sportsmanship from Americani to pull his legs up as well and get that. That was probably the highlight for like sportsmanship in the UFC right there.
Yeah, I mean, they don't want you to do that. You're not really supposed to touch the guy after, but the thing is good sportsmanship. He was showing that he didn't. I mean, most of these guys, they don't want these guys to be hurt permanently.
No,
maybe Masvidal when he fought Askren, maybe, but that's about it.
Yeah. Again, when he pulled into that anaconda choke, I couldn't have been happier to see a jiu-jitsu practitioner just throw down his skills, because I'm as it says in the intro of every show, I am a casual white belt, and it's what I love to do. So I always like seeing those guys be able to pull off high level moves, especially in the UFC, with the ease that Americani did. Now we're the Dos Santos fight versus Salikov. What'd you think of that fight?
Man, I don't even remember that fight.
Neither honestly. Do I.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't remember it. So it wasn't super eventful. And I watched all the fights, except I did miss that first fight, the David Grant fight. You know what I was going to say with the David Grant fight is we brought this up last episode, right? Yeah. Because you were talking about guys on the card that we never heard of before. And one of these guys who'd only had maybe a fight or two in the UFC, right? They're only getting, I don't know what David Grant was getting, but I'm guessing maybe 10-10 or 20-20.
Yeah, probably
for the fight,
10-10.
maybe something like that. But then he got a finish bonus, right?
Yeah.
So that guy just changed his life. For you figure. I mean, that's extra $50,000 for a guy who's making maybe 20. That's a huge deal.
And
so
especially
it's great to see those guys.
And flying across, halfway across the world to an island from Great Britain, because I believe he's from Great Britain. Yeah. Yeah. From England right over to the United Arab Emirates. I mean, that's a pricey. Half of his stuff's already been paid for with that with that bonus money.
Right.
So, it went to a decision. The Salikov fight, Volkan Ozdemir has no more time left in his head, apparently, after getting knocked out. That was definitely a savage one. Volkan Ozdemir also is the man who knocked out, what was his name? En route to the title. Can't remember his name. British boxer.
Bisping?
No. This is light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight.
We're gonna look it up here for everybody right now. Throw in the comments next time you see me. So this is a definite good.
I don't know.
It was a good knockout. It was a definitive knockout for sure.
What is this guy's name? This is the guy from Czech.
Yeah, Yuri Prokchazik.
I like this guy, man. This is his first UFC fight. I'm a fan of this dude already, man. I like this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Number one, he knocked out a savage. He knocked out a really tough fighter, right?
Yeah.
And his style, man, if you didn't see this guy's style is so weird. It looks like he's doing a lot of weird hand fakes and weird hand motions. It looks like me if I watch too many kung fu movies and get too drunk and trying to slap fight with my brother. I'm doing this drunken Bruce Lee thing. Come on. That's what he's doing. His weird movements, but they knocked his ass out. I like this guy, man. This Czech Republic dude, this Yuri guy, man. I'm excited to see him fight again. He's a beast.
Oh, he definitely has cement in his hands, and I'm excited to see that this kid in more fights in the UFC. I think he'll climb up the light heavyweight ladder pretty quickly, take on whoever the light heavyweight champion is, if it's John Jones or somebody else that has that. Maybe he'll be if he gets enough fights in this time, he may even just, if they vacate the title, put him in the title contender match and go from there.
His first fight he beat. What was he ranked? Number 7, right? So he's gonna probably get a top 5 guy, man.
Probably.
Possibly. Talking like the Teixeiras, the Anthony Smiths.
Oh, I think
Corey Andersons. Those guys.
I think with his power, he'll be able to take guys. You just said one of them, Teixeira. Yeah, I think Glover Teixeira will be a guy that is a good test fight for him after, especially knocking out a top 5 contender to begin with.
Right.
So
Corey Anderson, man, that's the fight I would make.
Corey Anderson, I could see him.
Yeah, Corey Anderson. I think that'd be a really good fight.
Oh, hell yeah!
Anderson was coming up, almost got his chance at a title, but lost to what's his name? The Polish guy. What is his name?
Jan Blachowicz.
Blachowicz, yeah, Blachowicz. Right, he lost to Blachowicz. But I mean, I think that'd be a great fight. I think this is a really tough guy for Anderson, and those guys both bang. That'd be a lot of fun. I would really like to see that fight.
Oh,
Calling my shot. Calling my shot, Ray.
Calling shots.
Yeah, calling shots.
Let's go on now, since we've talked about the prelims. Go a little bit more in depth, shall we, motherfuckers? With this main card, first fight of the night. Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. I saw an amazing meme on Sunday of a free agent of a car going in off of a thing sideways, on and off ramp sideways, and it says free agency OnlyFans, and it was going towards OnlyFans with Paige Van Zandt, ladies and gentlemen. It's gotta have. Does she have a future after this loss? Like she just got tapped, and
I think she does. Yeah.
Do you think a Bellator is going to sign her? Do you think one would probably sign her?
My guess is probably Bellator. Number one, the UFC will take that. They will. I just don't know. They're just not going to give her probably the money she wants.
No.
I think she's 8-5 now.
Yeah.
She just got Dana White said she got smoked, and she did. Hebus is a monster. We'll talk about her in a second. And she armbarred him in the first round. But Paige, her husband fights for Bellator. So I think it would make a lot of sense if she fought for Bellator. They don't have a super deep women's division, I don't think. So she'd be a women's star over there, you know.
Well, Cyborg's running everything right now. So
yeah, well, I mean, she's a featherweight, right?
And also I think she isn't the bantamweight champ. I thought she was. Oh no, she is just the featherweight champion. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. But continue.
No, but she's no. I mean, she's likable. People will watch her fight. I'll watch her fight. OnlyFans. That is funny though. But the thing is, she probably will make more money doing other things, not necessarily that. But she's modeled and stuff before. She's been on television before. She made a lot of money on Dancing with the Stars. I mean, she's other things other than fighting she can do to make money. But if she wants to keep fighting, which I'm assuming she does, someone will sign her. Probably Bellator. That work out.
I would help build a smaller weight division around her, possibly 125. I think she could get down to 125 and be a motherfucker there. It's just, this was definitely, for a going out fight, this was not the fight everybody wanted to see. I was expecting a little bit more from Paige. I don't know if I'm being too, harsh or anything like that. But
did you see Hebus fight before? Did you see Mackenzie Dern?
Yeah, I remember the Mackenzie Dern fight. I thought Paige was going to put up just a little bit more of a fight.
Well, sometimes the odds makers know what they're doing, man. They had Hebus at a minus 900 favorite, and Van Zandt a plus 600 dog. That's 6-1. That's huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
You're not winning at that point.
Right, and Hebus beat her like she was a 6-1 dog. Yeah.
Yeah, she beat her like a blue belt, and Hebus was basically a black belt. I mean, it was a.
She is. Yeah,
it's disturbing.
Yeah,
her level of
a couple
jiu-jitsu.
Things. I think it's judo and jiu-jitsu. Yeah, she's a monster. Yeah, man, I can't wait to see her fight. I think she's some of these strawweights. I think she's going back down to strawweight. And there's a lot of contenders at strawweight. I'm excited to see her fight some of them, man, because she's got stuff, man. She's a beast.
Oh yeah,
and man, she's super fun to watch too. Her interviews are great. Right?
Oh, she definitely has a great
real fun, man. Yeah, for sure. It's real infectious, man. Honestly, I don't know if she has a dude, but I'll tell her right now. This is me proposing marriage to Amanda Ribas. I was planning on doing this. Okay, Amanda Ribas, do you need a green card? Because I know a guy, right? Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. She needs a green card, and if she's married or has a dude or a woman. Whatever. I apologize. I don't want to get my ass kicked, but if not, we'll send it out to Amanda Ribas, and I absolutely. She needs a green card, and that's That's probably about the best I can offer is a green card. But yeah, I'll let you roll me into a ball. That'd be fun. Right? Doesn't happen. You can roll me around. You can break my arm. That's cool.
Get a nice back.
I'll get married with a cast on. We'll do it. That's fun. I think like this works out best for both of us. I feel like there needs to be like a season of 98 Day Fiance when it's me and then like a woman who can kick my ass, right? Like her or like Gabby Garcia or somebody who can just like
Gabby Garcia
with me.
Oh my God, she would be my personal bodyguard if I could afford her. She would walk around with me, and I would look like Triple H in China from mid '90s WWF.
Yeah, when okay, if you don't know who Gabby Garcia is, when she was fighting, she's like 6'2", 230. She's a tank.
She's insane, dude.
Yeah, and she's a world champion jiu-jitsu player. She's great.
Yeah,
but I just figured this out as I googled her because I want to see if she fought lately. I want to see what all Gabe's was up to. And actually, she lost a bunch of weight. She looks fantastic now. She's actually a fitness modeling now. Yeah, she looks amazing.
Man,
so good for her.
The last time I saw her fight was for, I think it was Ryzen.
Ryzen, yeah.
And she was actually wrestling a former like female pro wrestler in Japan, and because Japan loves to do that shit. Japan is always
they did it with Pride all the time too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Pride had guys like Jushin Thunder Liger were in a Pride fight once. He lost. I think it was a rear naked choke. He tried to do the front kick or the flip kick. That like a bunch of people have done it. It's basically a swing, like a front flip axe kick almost.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he did that, lost. Alberto Del Rio, El Patron, whatever he's known as, he's in jail now.
Cool.
Alberto Del Rio, but I forget his AAA name, or CMLL, I don't remember. But he had a couple fights, and he's the guy that Crow Cop destroyed with a head kick. If you ever watch that old Pride fight, it's just disturbing to watch this guy go just loose, and he's wearing the mask. And there's been so many like pro wrestlers going into. I mean, who was it? Bob Sapp was a pro wrestler before he went into mixed martial arts and kickboxing, and he's a former K1 Grand Prix champion. Like that.
Bob Sapp was a monster before they started paying him to lose.
Oh no, that's his choice. He even says, "I'm not going. Like I am not going more than one. Thank you, but pay me just for one round, and I'm out." Like that is a total Carney move, and I love it. Oh my God, man! All right, let's move on to probably the fight of the night, in my opinion. It's 1A, 1B. Jessica Andrade versus Rose Namajunas. Sir, this was one of the best rematch fights I've seen in a while for female fighting.
Yeah, dude, it was so good. So good. Rose looked fantastic, especially the first two rounds. That jab, it's gorgeous, right? All day with that jab. And in the third round, Andrade, man, she almost had her. And she didn't. Rose survived the third round and won the fight. But yeah, man, it was a barn burner, brother. Yeah, they gave him fight of the night. They should have got fight of the night because I thought it was the best fight of the night. It was great.
Oh yeah, it was insane. Those women they went at it like they were in the smaller cage in the Apex. Like they fought in a phone booth for most of it.
Yeah, they did.
And Rose is striking. I mean, coming off that loss to Jessica Andrade, that, like we said on the last episode, made her not want to be champion anymore.
Right.
Like just changed their tone on a dime, and they replayed it, and you just felt bad watching it. You're just like,
right.
Oh, God damn it. Why is this happening? But at the same time, man, you want to talk about a girl coming off of a loss that really showed the world that she could do it. Rose Namajunas owned the first two rounds. Jessica Andrade got a little bit more momentum in the third. But if you look at how they were fighting, Jessica was a lot more tentative, and Rose was just that pit bull, chain around the neck, and I'm going to do it until my head comes off, just bark in your face the entire time. And I love seeing that off of Rose because it means that she's at least ready to come back. She's ready to be in that fighter spotlight again. and she's ready for fights again. Because, like we said, she didn't look like that after the Andrade fight. It was quite sad. But at the same time, good for her for just coming back hard and keeping with her training camp and getting everything that was wrong against Jessica Andrade in that first fight and just let it, totally go and make sure that she was out there to take off the head of Jessica Andrade.
Yeah, man, it was a fantastic fight, and she looked good. She seemed like she's in good spirits after the win, which makes more sense than being better spirits after a win than a loss. But now I'm pumped that she'll probably fight Zhang Weili, right? For the title, most likely. I'm excited for that fight, man. She can beat Zhang for sure.
Oh yeah.
But also she's really tough, so that's going to be another great fight, man. I'm really excited for that fight.
I loved the post fight picture that they took of her with her eye just completely swollen shut. And you you look at that little Rottweiler and you're just like, what the hell, man? I love that girl now. After that fight, totally gained a lot of respect in my eyes because of the fact that she just came in like a ball of fucking fire. You can't ask for a better return fight. And especially after avenging a loss that way, she dominated Jessica Andrade for, like we said, 2/3 of that fight. Just constant pressure, backing her down, getting the kind of pace that Rose can use to really make it her fight. And she did. And that's the wonderful thing about that fight was it set us up for just probably one of the best, probably the best men's fight on there. But in my opinion, you couldn't ask for a better fight for a women's division, to have, especially for what is presumed a title eliminator. It's there. It's right there for the taking. And, Weili Zhang and Rose Namajunas is going to be a savage beatdown. And I want to see, because, again, these two have never fought before that I know of.
No.
So this would be a great first-time meeting for a title, and I think they're both going to take each other to the extreme.
Right. I mean, Rose beat Joanna twice, once by decision in the first time when she finished her. And Zhang Weili, that amazing 5-round fight she had with Joanna last time she fought. Yeah, man, it's going to be another barn burner, man. I'm excited for it, for sure.
It's going to be awesome to watch, and it's going to be awesome to see. So you can't be more excited for UFC down the road, especially now that Fight Island is established on Yas Island, and that's
Yas Queen, Yas Queen,
Yas Dana, Yas. That's how I felt after these fights, especially. And now let's get into. We talked about it on the last show. The clip will be up soon on our YouTube page. Which is on youtube.com/Bro Plata. You can just search us, and we are right there.
Did I tell you how good of a job you did with that, Ray? Did I tell you that?
No, I really okay. Appreciate that, sir.
It needs to be heard. Now everyone hears it. Ray's did a great job with the editing and everything he's doing, putting this thing together. He does all the hard stuff, man, and I was very impressed by it, man. Look really good. I like the name cards.
Thank
you put at the beginning. Right, just make sure for yours, man. You can put white belt, but make sure people need to know that you're a juggalo. They need to know
that is true.
So put hardcore juggalo down.
I will. Oh, it'll change every week. We're gonna have different ones, but I'm definitely gonna keep the casual white belt and as one of the things we're gonna use.
I'm a non-ironic Creed fan. You can put that down. It's not as bad as a juggalo, but it is what it is.
Well, we can discuss this on another episode, sir. I mean, this is
anyway. We'd be going for a couple hours on this probably. Because man, I have no quarrels with the ICP. What are you drinking, man? What are you drinking? You drinking Faygo and Kamchatka? What are you doing?
No, actually, I'm just having a lovely.
Is it a Faygo? Oh, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you get a normal Coca-Cola when there's perfectly good Faygo in the world?
Well, I finally got paid from this place that I got let go from, and it's I decided to splurge a little bit, make myself feel good. And if you want to make us feel good, let's just throw this in here. If you want to make us feel good, become a monthly fan of this show. Starts only at 9 or 99 cents, literally 99 cents. I feel like we're on the Home Shopping Network. Starting at 99 cents, people. They're Gem Mint 10 condition. And we're going to have things for those people. Like if you become what we call a white belt level, only 99 cents. You get the show a day early. That's right. I will personally send you from the Bro Plata Gmail the exact day that I'm done with it. That's when you will get it, folks. That's when you will get it. Understand. It's how we do it. It's how we do it. Then you go to Purple Belt. Those people, when we start making a little bit of money, you will get merchandise and also the episode for free or the day before.
How much money do people have to give us for you to stop talking like that?
For like Don West from Thing?
Yeah.
Actually $12.99 championship level.
Right. This is a whole thing that you set up too. But you know what? To be completely honest, I wouldn't give us money right now, Ray. I know that's not helping your cause, but I wouldn't. However, I will say this, man. Our goal is definitely to build up to the fact that we are worth 99 cents.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Sure, man. We're definitely gonna. Yeah, I'm excited, man. These are gonna keep getting better, and we're gonna have interviews soon, right? So.
Oh yes, we're gonna be setting up stuff with fighters that me and Tim know, and we will definitely be getting those people on the show within the coming weeks. Like I said, somebody asked how often we're doing this. Pretty much whenever a fight happens, we'll be doing a preview and review show, and then peppering little things in. And that's pretty much we're trying to just build this. That's why we're asking for your patronage, is just because we want to get new technology. We want to get stuff because everything that people give to us will be put back completely into this project. Right. Better video software, stuff like that, so we can really build the quality of this show up to the point where we look like, Bleacher Report or one of those kind of things. I at least want this to be like that, where we have scrolling and we have all kinds of different things we can do and talk about. Plus, it'll also, the nice part is too, we'll also be doing Q&As with our actual, you'll get a list, or we'll have a list of people. So you guys will be able to ask us questions at the end of the show, and we'll put that out as well. That's my goal towards the next level of this is what I want. So that's the best part. Speaking of next level, Timmy Danko, you ready for next fight? Because next fight, Piotr Yan, he take on the Aldo. Ooh, the Aldo.
You okay? You good?
Yeah, having fun.
Okay. No, that's cool. Yeah, have fun, man. Yeah. Well, why else would we do this if we don't, get to have some fun?
Plus, weed helps, man. Plus, weed helps.
Oh yeah, I bet it does. Oh man, yeah. I kind of wish that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, you do it's when you do them is when you hit a nice sativa.
Yeah, well, I'm doing some beer right now. I'll do some beer.
Nah.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, this fight. This is the fight I wasn't really looking forward to talking about because this is the one that I have to eat some crow on a little bit.
I am too.
A little bit. Oh, that's right. You picked Aldo too. However,
I did.
Aldo, it was a good fight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Peter Yan wore him down. Right? He did wear him down. He looks great. Hey, I am now, my Russian friend, I apologize. I'm now on your train, brother. I'm now on the Peter Yan train. You're the man. I'm excited to see you fight. I'm assuming Aljamain Sterling and maybe eventually Cody Garbrandt. I'm excited to see if that ever happens.
Oh, hell yeah.
But Sterling probably has the next fight. But yeah, Yan looked great. But you know what? Aldo looked pretty solid too, man. He still got it in him, man. Yeah, Yan did beat him down and finish him in that fourth round about 2 minutes too late. That stoppage.
Yeah.
I think Aldo took a lot of shots he didn't need. I mean, okay. When we were in that position, the defensive turtle position, it's basically like you're saying, hey, Mr. Referee, I'm too much of a badass to tap out here.
Yeah.
However, if you can see what I'm doing, I'm saying, brother, I think you're going to come get me. You need to get me.
Yeah.
And what he was doing, man. He wasn't fighting back. He was taking a lot of shots he didn't need to take. I understand it's Aldo, and I still think he took at least 6 or 7 shots. He's probably more than that, actually. A lot.
He did take unnecessary punishment. You look at, yes, he was completely crisp through 3 to 4 rounds of that fight. He was hurting Jan. He was getting good strikes to the body that, not a lot of guys would be able to pull off with this, because he's so fast at 135, and even at 145 he was this fast. But
yeah, man, he looks good at bantamweight though. He does.
He
can definitely fight a bantamweight. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. But at the same time, you can start to see, and I started seeing this in the Max fight, where guys who really can give the pressure more than Aldo's giving himself usually end up kind of breaking him down in that last round, because they're able to take just one more thing than Aldo can. And he had that problem starting with, actually, in my opinion, that first Max Holloway fight where Max, made him look like a toddler for a little while. But, you look at it, and Aldo, do I think he still has it? Yes. Do I think you'd give him a title shot again? Not for a while. No, I say give him three fights, see where he's at after that.
Right. No, he looks. Yeah. I mean, definitely. He's still got it, man. When he's 33, yeah, he can still fight. I'm still excited to see him fight. I'll still tune in to see him fight. Nowadays, I watch pretty much every fight anyway, but I'd be excited to see him fight again. Anybody. I saw somebody post something about maybe Garbrandt and Aldo. That wouldn't be a bad fight. I'd watch that fight. I want maybe Sandhagen and Garbrandt. I think it would be a good fight.
Sandhagen versus Garbrandt would be good. I think Cody would take Aldo.
I think it would too.
You get inside, he gets inside, one good shot, one good hook, one good straight overhand right, and Aldo's down. Cody Garbrandt, I may shit on him, and I've heard some things and stuff like that, but the one thing you can't deny is that boy has power and is fearless. He does not give a shit about anybody when it comes to taking shots to give to. And that, to me, a guy like Aldo couldn't keep up on that pace. There's no way that they can keep up on that pace.
I don't know how many people really can, man. I think he's just about faster than anybody.
Yeah,
he's pretty darn fast, man.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see him and Jan right away, but he probably has to win another fight first. I would love to see him fight Jan.
I would say it's 2, man.
That's possible.
Garbrandt would be 2 fights for sure, just because he's come off.
He did just lose 3 in a row before he beat Sun Tzu.
Yeah. So I think, at least 2 more, maybe 1 if it's a convincing knockout. I mean, if it's a convincing knockout.
If it was anything like a Sun Tzu, man. I mean, we didn't talk about this yet. I'm going to talk real quick about it. When he knocked out a Sun Tzu, man, he had that buzzer beater from his right booty cheek, man. He took his fist from his right booty cheek. It came straight across Sun Tzu's face. And no one does that to Rafael Sun Tzu, man.
No.
People don't do that to him. They don't knock him out. They don't finish him TKO really ever, but they don't knock him out face first like that, like he did. The dude is a beast. He came back with a vengeance. He looked fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
However, I will say this. I've heard it in the wind. And for people who don't know, I live in New Philadelphia, and Cody is from this area.
Yes.
Yeah. He a lot of people here know him really well. I knew him a little bit. We knew who each other were. I haven't seen him in person since for 5 years, I think. The last time I saw him was right after, I think, his first UFC fight.
Okay.
But his family's here. People around here know him. His uncle, I see his uncle all the time. His uncle lives in town, who is also who's been in his corner for a lot of his fights. He taught him how to box originally. It's Robert Meese.
Yes.
He still works with him, I believe. And I see him around all the time. But I hear things through the wind, right? There's rumors and stuff. And the rumor through the wind I'm hearing right now, I also heard this on the internet from someone else, but I've been hearing it around here, which says very possibly that people close to him may have heard this. He's seriously considering dropping the flyweight. Yeah.
I mean, he's young enough still.
That's a tough cut. I don't know what he walks around at, but I do know that when he was fighting as an amateur in Ohio, here you weigh in and as an amateur the day of the fight.
Yes.
Not the day before, the day of the fight. And he was fighting as a bantamweight as an amateur.
Okay.
So he was able to make weight the day and still fight that day. So I think he thought about maybe doing flyweight before, but ended up sticking around bantamweight and winning a championship there. obviously. And there's a lot of fights at bantamweight I want to see him have. We just mentioned him. A lot of fights, a lot of great fights. However, if he drops to flyweight, the day he makes weight, he is now the biggest star in the flyweight division by a lot.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Without a doubt, he would become the biggest. He would be the biggest name in the division.
Yeah,
by far.
Yeah, by a lot. Yeah,
by far.
Yeah, this weekend there's a flyweight championship, and I'm going to watch it. It should be a good fight. I can't even remember the one guy's name. Figueroa,
yeah.
Figueroa, right? And he beat Benavidez before. He's a good fighter, but I couldn't even remember how to say his name.
Is he cleared? Is he cleared to fight? Everything's copacetic.
I haven't heard anything.
He hasn't had the Rona symptoms.
I don't think
or anything
so.
Like that.
No.
Because I think you were the one. It was either you or my buddy John who told me that it was basically he had Rona, and it was 2 weeks ago. So it could be that he had it.
I know Pedro Munoz was supposed to fight on this card.
Yes,
but he hasn't. So he can't fight, and Edgar's not. We're supposed to fight him. He's not fighting at all. They replaced that fight with a really good fight, Jimmy Rivera and is it Corey Stamen?
Yes, Corey Stamen. Yeah,
Stamen. That's going to be a good fight.
Well,
but I'm just saying if he does move down, he's absolutely he might get the title shot. I wouldn't maybe right away, but they probably want him to try to make weight first with another fight. So maybe one fight, and then he's fighting for a title. If Cody goes down to flyweight.
He should.
So if he can do it, that's cool. But if he wants to stay at bantamweight, that's cool too, because I think he win there as well. And there's a lot of fights that I want to see. So it's all you, brother. You do what you will.
I mean, if he goes to 125, honestly, he should.
UFC would love it.
Well, yeah, of course. You need more stars in the lighter weight divisions, and Cody Garbrandt being at 125 would be a massive name boost for that division right off the rip, man.
Right, for sure.
And that's the one thing that's like I'm really kind of like hoping for. And I think we talked about it in the last episode about lighter weight divisions. I mean, the only real star that the 125 division has ever had was Mighty Mouse. So if you get already Cody Garbrandt going, it's time. You actually should have that as the next fight to see if whoever wins this can keep the belt, and if not, give it to Cody Garbrandt, and then just open the floodgates for youthful contenders that can come through, because you're gonna need that new blood to take down Cody Garbrandt for sure.
Again, this is just rumors I hear through the wind. This could be completely false. He may not be thinking this at all, but it's what I'm hearing.
Hey man, if it's true, it's true, and you need that. You need fresh names, and even if those names are legends in other divisions, that's a perfect name to go down to 125.
Right. Either way, man, I'm always excited to see him fight. Not just because I know him a little bit. He's from here, and that has a lot to do with it too. But he's also a fantastic, really exciting fighter. So either way, man, if he's a bantamweight or a flyweight, it's still going to be. I'm still be excited to see his next fight, brother. Always.
Oh hell yeah, hell yes, and excited for the next fight. I was until the end, sir.
Yeah.
Let's discuss what I thought was one of the better comebacks as well in the male division. Max Holloway, that apparently that Zoom training was enough to get the referees to hate him for some reason.
The judges, yeah.
Oh my God. The judges. It's just, what the hell was that? What was that decision? Wow.
I don't know, man, but it sounds like we haven't talked about this, but it sounds like we're on the same page. I think Max had that fight, man. Okay, so he lost the decision. Apparently, they said 2 of the 3 judges said that Volkanovski had rounds 3, 4, and 5. 1 and 2 are not up for debate. Those are Holloway. 4 and 5 also not up for debate. The debate that was Volkanovski. Round 3. And this is exactly what happened with Jones and Reyes.
Yeah,
they fought. The exact same thing. It looked like Reyes had the first 2. Jones had 4 or 5. I thought Reyes had 3. 2 out of 3 judges said, nah, Jones has 3. And this is what happened with Holloway. I think he had round 3. I think he had 3 out of 5. Now, the way judging works in the UFC, most promotions, every promotion other than I think one does it a different way. But what judges do, if you don't know, is they score round by round. After the first round, they score the round, they write it on their card, and it's done. They don't go back and change it. They score 1 round, there it is, next round, score it, next round, score it, all the way through 5, and they do math. They add it up, and that's your score.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So it's not something like, oh, Volkanovski did it better at the late part of the fight, so they gave him the third round. That's not how it works at all.
No.
So it wasn't like that. Some people think, well, the champion, he had a stronger finish, so he maybe should get the win. But that's not how it works, really. It goes round by round. And I think round by round, Holloway won the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, I agree with you on that,
for
man.
sure. Yeah.
Holloway had good pressure, too, in those rounds to really kind of throw his strikes the way he used to. He didn't look like the Max Holloway from the first Volkanovski fight. He looked exactly like he should have as a champion. And, I mean, these scorecards are just like I'm looking at them right now. I wish I could bring them up, but right now my technology is not that good and it would slow us down. But I'm looking at one of the judges or all 3 of them, and they gave the first round to why can't I look at this right? Oh God. Anyway, they gave some of these rounds are weird because Judge 1 gave 9, 9, 10, 10, 10 for Volkanovski. And then the blue judge gave 2 10s in the first 2 rounds, a 9 and a 10 to Max Holloway for the win, judge number 1. Judge number 2 gave it for Volkanovski. And then judge 3 that gave it was they gave it 2 9s and round 3 to Volkanovski, which again, I don't know what they were watching. Dana White even commented on it in the press conference. And you look at the cards and you're just like, what were you watching? Was there a different fight on? Did Bellator have something going? Did WWE have your attention? How the hell do you score that 3rd round that way?
Yeah, man, I was surprised. I was surprised. But I did say I was watching fights with my brother, and I did say I'm like I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of these judges had it for Volkanovski because it was close. But I definitely think Holloway won. I don't think two would have. What are you gonna do? If he had 3 different judges, maybe he would have got a unanimous decision. Who knows? That's just how it works. But I think he won the fight, man. And he was an underdog, Holloway. Yeah. And all right, I'm starting a new segment. Ray, you ready? New segment on the show.
We'll have the editor put it in.
Okay, ready? It's called "If I Was a Betting Man."
If I was a betting man.
If I was a betting man, I'm going to give you an underdog I go with every card. If I was a betting man, I'm not saying you should do it, but I'm saying if I was a betting man, I would go with this underdog. And what I would have done for the last fight is I would have went with Holloway, and I would have been super, super pissed right now because I would have thought I had to win, and then I didn't.
Oh, I would have flown if I would have had money on that fight, and I would have put it on Holloway. I think I even picked Max on the ESPN Pick'em, and also on last week's episode or the last episode. But it was like I would have flown to Fight Island and shot at least one of the referees or judges myself. Like, how dare you?
Yeah, if I would have put money on the fights, I would have put money on that fight. And I would have been super pissed.
Well, now that we got that fight talked about and our anger is gone finally from that, let's move on to the main event of the evening. A lot of hype, a lot of things to talk about, and 6 days notice is the big selling point of this. Jorge Masvidal flying from Florida to Abu Dhabi to take on the kingpin of the UFC welterweight division in Kamaru Usman, the Nigerian Nightmare, taking on Street Jesus up in this bitch. And this fight on paper seemed way more intriguing just based off of the 2 guys in it and also the animosity that they have against each other. Again, 6 days notice. That's a huge detriment to the challenger if they aren't really ready. I'm not making excuses. I'm just giving, facts here. But at the same time, you looked at this fight. It went to the ground early. We talked about that on the last episode. Went to the ground early, and Jorge Masvidal had some really good wrestling defense. I was very impressed by his wrestling defense, and he was able to at least get up after being taken down rather than just lay there like a dead fish, man.
Okay, this is the first thing I had to say. And I almost said it at the beginning of the episode because I couldn't hold it in. But I waited. I waited till we got to this fight, and I have to say it. I have to apologize to Kamaru Usman. I have to apologize because I obviously misheard him. I thought he was saying things like, I don't like this guy, Jorge Masvidal. I'm going to bless him with my fist. I'm going to knock him out in the first round. That's what I thought he said. Apparently, what he actually said was, I really have a problem with this guy, Jorge Masvidal's feet. I don't like this dude's feet. I'm going to smash him with my heel. I don't like his toe digits. The big one gawks at me. They're weird. These little piggies about to get their ass kicked. Because that's what he did. That's the fight. It was just him stomping on Masvidal's feet. It was the most exciting. Yeah. He's like, I hate your feet, son. I hate your feet. That was the majority of that fight. Him just stomping feet.
And that's something I've never gotten in mixed martial art is foot stomps.
I mean, it's annoying, but you're not going to knock a dude out by going through his little toe.
No, not at all. Unless you're good.
I mean, if you could, I'd be very impressed. Maybe Usman thought he could, man. He was going for that big toe knockout.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. It was strange.
It was a, I would say
it was a weird strategy.
It was definitely a weird strategy because I felt this was more akin to an old school UFC wrestling match. Like this was what it was. Mark Coleman, Kevin Randleman,
right.
that beat you down and wear you out kind of wrestling. And
which is what I thought would happen. I'm not surprised about what happened in this fight at all.
No, neither am I. And it's the only thing was Masvidal just, kind of was backing down. I'm not saying backing down, but I mean, obviously Kamaru Usman had a pace on him that he just couldn't really, and he was smiling at least. He knew that he was kind of, oh God, I'm in for a nice little fight. And it was interesting. It was very, it was definitely that kind of fight where you kind of look at it and go, it was what it was. It was a title fight with a high-level wrestler versus a striker.
Yeah, I do make fun of the foot stopping strategy, but besides that, strategy was genius, man. That's how you're supposed to fight that fight. I've seen a lot of people say, "What is Usman doing, man? He's copping out. He's fighting super safe." I'm like, he's fighting super smart, man. You don't fight Jorge Masvidal by playing to his strengths. If you're a champion, you don't do that. What are you, a crazy person? You want him to stand in front of him and just throw. You want it to be a tough man contest. You want to have the champion of the world. Instead of playing to his strengths, you want him to have a tough man contest with Jorge Masvidal? That's stupid. Who would do that? Why would you even suggest that? People who say that they're insane. Why would you say that? He should be embarrassed. He shouldn't be embarrassed. He used his skill set against the other guy's skill set and outclassed him to win. And I thought it was great. I thought he did a great job. I didn't think the fight was boring at all. That's exactly what I thought was going to happen. Usman outclassed him, fought him the way he should fight him. Masvidal didn't have enough for him that day, at least. He wasn't on 6 days' notice, but Masvidal got outclassed by the guy I think is more skilled. Why would he fight him like an idiot? No, you don't fight him like that. You fight to your skill set, Raymond.
I'm agreeing with
Usman's
you.
A beast, and I'm excited for Usman's next fight. I'm pissed at people who said he should be banging with him. That's stupid. Watch boxing, watch kickboxing, watch tough man, watch a street fight. Okay, back to you, Ray. Back to you.
Thank you, Tim Danko, for your complete and utter meltdown. I appreciate it. You know what, man? I'm going to say this. I'm not a fan of I am not a fan of that kind of fighting. I'm not. But at the same time, I understand that what you just said is legit, which is the fact that he used his wrestling, his highest skill set that he could possibly have, and make it work for him in the octagon. Do I think it's boring? It depends on the wrestler. It really does. I mean, if you're a guy who like a Daniel Cormier, I'm all for you because you're about slams, and I'm a wrestling mark. So it's that kind of thing. If you look at a guy like Khabib Nurmagomedov, who I've dubbed his style extreme cuddling because he just sits more. I think Usman is more active. That's the one saving grace with Usman is he's more active when he is against the fence than a lot of wrestlers in the UFC.
Yeah, he worked a lot on the clinch. He worked from the clinch. You got him in the clinch, and he worked from the clinch. He changed levels.
Hard,
he beat him up from the clinch, man. Yeah, well, he wasn't laying and praying, man. He wasn't laying and praying.
I'm not saying he was laying and praying.
No, he wasn't. Then he definitely wasn't.
Yeah, no. Why? Laying and praying to me is like, again, a Habib who just will like caterpillar himself up a body and all of a sudden finally make the cocoon with like 3 minutes left in the fight. Like,
yeah, but I mean, he wears people out, man.
He does.
He smothers guys. He wears people out. There's guys like Curtis Blade's last fight, man. He kind of laid and prayed. That wasn't great. Maybe the beginning of the fight, he did some ground and pound, but after that, he's kind of hung out there. There's other fighters that have been like that who just been guys who just take guys down and smother them. Chael Sonnen did that a lot, even though Chael would get some submissions, he'd get some wins.
Well, even
Jacob Volkman was the worst at that.
I think, for sure. And then but you also had GSP after he got knocked out. He would do that stuff a lot too, as well.
That's true, but it's not like his fights weren't exciting. They were.
Yeah.
And I liked this Usman fight, man. I thought it was a good fight. I didn't think it was boring. Because I thought this is what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And this is what happened. It didn't surprise me at all. Like, I was excited for the fight, and I thought that this is the fight we were going to get. I was fine with it.
I'm not saying it was a boring fight because even in some of the rounds, Jorge Masvidal started to really come back, get to his feet, make sure that he was able to strike off when he could, and again showed great wrestling defense. Something we don't really see that often from Jorge Masvidal because oftentimes he's just putting guys to sleep with a 3-piece and a soda. I mean, he's fucking guys up on purpose instead of showing his skills. Which hopefully after this fight, he comes back and realizes I got to really get my ground game going because he's already got that great power in his hands. But the one thing he really does lack is the ability to get off a really good defense in jiu-jitsu or wrestling. And he actually got to show it on Saturday. And I was very impressed, man. I was impressed by what he did.
Yeah, any guy who have those stand-up style, they have to learn wrestling. They have to be able to stop takedowns, or else they'll never be able to throw a punch or a kick. They'll never have a chance to. And there's guys like Michael Bisping's a great example. His best part of his career was the back end. Yeah. Because he was a boxer from England, but then his whole career practiced wrestling. Then he starts fighting guys like Rockhold, and he can knock guys out. He's just fighting guys like Silva, knock guys out. Yeah, he kept getting better. That's one of the reasons why in the back end of his career, he was so much better. And I also think part of Bisping's success in the back end of his career was because USADA was tighter.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of it too.
USADA definitely helped extend Michael Bisping's career after UFC 100.
Yeah, and what we mean by that is that it was harder for guys to get away with taking steroids.
Yeah.
So guys were juiced up when they fought him. So
he wasn't getting towed by Vitor Belfort and getting his retina completely detached.
Did you see the Twitter shit that's been talked between Bisping and Dan Henderson?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was hilarious because Henderson gave Bisping shit for his commentary and said, "Oh, it's the anniversary of me knocking you out," and then Bisping's like, "Yeah, you're on steroids." And I'll tell you quickly, man. My stance on PEDs in fighting pisses me off so much. Yeah, I hate it so much. If you get popped for steroids, fuck you, man.
Yeah, I agree, dude.
Yeah, it pisses me off so much. Don't fucking do it. You fucking how can you even enjoy a win knowing that you cheated, man?
Yeah,
you're cheaters. You're not fighters. You're cheaters. I don't care who you beat, who you look like. You're a cheating piece of shit. Don't fucking take steroids, all right? Fight fucking clean. There's plenty of shit you can do to make yourself better that's legal, that's not on the USADA list. Don't fucking do steroids. Don't fucking be a cheater. Be true to yourself, and don't fucking disrespect the sport by doing that shit. Be clean, damn it. Be clean. Yeah. Back to you, Ray.
It's just like have you watched the 30 for 30, The Long Gone Summer?
Yes.
That just like solidified to me like fuck steroid use in any fucking form. Like it's anytime luckily the sport I love the most, which is professional hockey, we've had nary a real incident. We've had maybe a few, but we haven't had the stuff that football, baseball, all those things, all MMA, boxing. Like we've never had a real steroid scandal per se. There's been people on lists and stuff like that, but it's not the entire league. That's actually just Epsom salt, believe it or not. Those things that like the hockey players put under their noses. That's Epsom
the smelling
salt.
sauce. Yeah.
It's because our brains get rattled around and then we become comedians. But no, man, like I've always been a proponent of, bans for steroid use, especially in any form of athletics, because it takes away, a lot from people who don't really deserve to get, more. It takes the bad dudes who just want to fucking win at any cost out of a sport. And that's what, I like. It
stops being a contest of skill and becomes a contest of pharmaceuticals.
Yeah. It becomes what Walgreens do you go to?
Exactly. Who has the shadiest doctor? That's not what I want to see, man. That's not what I want to see. So, there's a time where, Pride for a long time just said, do whatever you want. Yeah. But now they're cracking down, and it pisses me off anytime.
Oh, yeah, man.
Anytime John Jones got popped, it pisses me off because he's supposed to be the best of the best ever. And he's been popped at least twice, right? So
yeah, 3 times. Technically, because he had the micro pulsing or whatever it was that third time, which I just was like, what the fuck, man? Like what kind of shit what alien gave you that shit where it pulses like that?
Right. I know that false positives are possible.
Yeah.
But if you get caught hit multiple times, man.
Yeah.
Like I know what O'Malley was out for a while because he got popped once, but then he said it was a tainted supplement. That's possible.
Yeah, and that's happened.
But if it happens to him again, I'm not going to believe him.
No.
So
not at all.
And you should get your ban. I mean, Dillashaw's out for another year or two, right?
Yeah, he's out for until 2021, I think. He got like a 2-year ban.
EPO's serious too, man. Like EPO's a big deal. So
I would never in my athletic life, I don't think I've taken anything not prescribed besides maybe Adderall, but that was prescribed by a doctor for ADD. So,
right.
And that still didn't even work. And then Concerta and all those lovely things. But like anytime, I agree with you, man. Anytime that those people who use steroids get ahead and then get caught, I'm happy because it means that they got fucking caught and they shouldn't be using that shit.
Right.
Disgusting. Also, if you do take it, honestly, and I hope for males that do take it, I hope your dick does shrivel. I'm just saying. I never use again.
You deserve it.
You deserve to be a eunuch from Game of Thrones, okay? Just sitting there with your balls in a bag right in front of you to remind you you suck. But yeah, man, it's been it's an interesting it was an interesting card. What was your overall, out of 5? What do you give it?
4.5, man. It's good.
4.5. I like it. I'm going to go 4.5 as well.
It's good.
And then obviously tomorrow.
I have not been disappointed, man. About the last 3 pay-per-views, I have not been disappointed in any of them. 49, 50, 51, all great. 52, oh man, they gave us the hype video, the trailer for 252.
I'm excited.
And man, I'm so pumped. I'm so pumped for Stipe DC3.
It's good. That's you want to talk about.
It's a bummer that is not going to have an audience like anywhere in the world.
Oh yeah.
I think about
even with Vegas, they were thinking
anywhere.
about doing it in Vegas, and that's getting shut down again.
Yeah, man.
So it's probably going to be in Abu Dhabi. So Stipe is going to have to stay there like a month. But if he beats Cormier, I mean, he'll be able to afford whatever the hell he wants. Because I think these guys, this is their payday. If this
for sure
go down as the biggest heavyweight payday in UFC history for both men, then there's a problem with finances at this point.
Yeah, dude, this is possibly one of the greatest matchups in the history of the UFC. I mean, because it's the biggest trilogy. Has there been a bigger trilogy? Has there been one where the champions went back-to-back? Well, Cormier did have a 1 fight in between, but Stipe was back-to-back. Loss, win, Now they beat each other twice. They fought each other twice. Each one knocked the other one out. Now the third fight, right? Have they had one like that? At least in this short period of time?
Not in the heavyweight division. I think
any division?
I think they had some of them were usually UFC had a streak of only doing twos for a long time. I mean, it's always
like,
just been
Liddell Ortiz. That was set up for a third, but they never did it.
No. Well, they did, but
Golden Boy did it, and it was awful. I'm Cruz Faber, but that wasn't as
that
big
was
a deal
one in WEC.
Yeah, it was a WEC.
They had only
win
two in UFC.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, I can't think who else. I don't know, but this is definitely the biggest one, man. And not only that, we couldn't set it up any better. It's very possible these guys will fight again. DC said he is done after this. Stipe maybe, because he's having some issues with his eye. I don't know, but whoever wins this fight is the greatest heavyweight in the history of the UFC, and the other one is the other guy.
Well, I mean,
huge, man. So much stakes. It's awesome.
I do love the high stakes environment of this. It's when you talk about heavyweight fighting, especially, you can't think of anything better than this fight for a division, because it is two of legitimately the greatest of all time. In the heavyweight division, there's only been really, I mean, a handful of names in the UFC. You've had Barnett, Arlovsky, oh gosh, why can't I remember his name from Brazil? Velasquez, Cain Velasquez. Who was the guy Stipe beat? Can't remember his name. Verdum, Fedor, but Fedor.
Santos,
You look at Fedor's never fought in the UFC,
right?
But if you look at the actual pedigrees of both of these guys, it reads like two of the greatest to ever do what they've done. A guy in Stipe Miocic, coming from Cleveland, Ohio, was a Golden Gloves boxing champion, fought in many of the local organizations here in Cleveland as well. Goes up to the UFC, fights guys like Mirko Coroca, or he fought Mirko. Yeah, no, he didn't.
I don't think he did. No,
I'm thinking Junior Dos Santos. That's who I'm thinking. Fights Junior Dos Santos on Fox Television, loses in a bloody battle, and then goes on a tear after that, taking out Arlovsky, taking out Verdum for the heavyweight championship, beating up Francis Ngannou like just a child. Like it was a bully beatdown right there. Then obviously you have him losing to DC and then coming back in probably the greatest heavyweight comeback of all time in those body shots from hell. Those were insane shots he was throwing, and he was crisp with them. He was crisp. And now we'll go to the former champion. It comes out of nowhere, obscurity in the Strikeforce Grand Prix.
Right, he was a alternate, right?
Yeah, it was a fill-in for I forget who it was. That guy, I think it was somebody. Was it Josh Barnett? I think he was.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Josh Barnett's stand-in or something. Takes Bigfoot Silva for a ride, in Daniel DC Cormier, obviously. And then just becomes the heavyweight Grand Prix champion in the next fight, and out of just nowhere. And then Strikeforce gets absorbed. He becomes tries to fight John Jones, loses to John Jones 3 times now.
No, twice.
Twice? Well, because once
officially.
Yeah,
once officially.
Yeah, so it was you still, and then going up in weight, defeating guys left and right in the light heavyweight division as the champion, and then goes up the weight division and becomes champ in the heaviest divisions you can possibly think of in the UFC.
Yeah, the only reason he ever went down to light heavyweight is because at the time his training partner, Cain Velasquez, was the UFC champion.
Yes.
So he didn't want to go on a road to fight him, so he went down to light heavyweight. If not, he probably would have been doing all this at heavyweight the whole time.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, the only thing keeping from saying these are. Well, I'm still going to say it. Whoever is number 1 and number 2, they are number 1 and number 2 of the best heavyweights the UFC has ever had.
Oh, for sure.
I think for sure. I mean, the only thing is, Cormier had most of his fights at light heavyweight, but that's just because he chose to.
Yeah.
He beats it. He hasn't lost in heavyweight. Oh, no, he lost to Stipe. He only lost to one time to Stipe. But, dude, that's another reason why it's huge, because they are the two best heavyweights the UFC has ever had.
And I forgot on Stipe's statistic list, he also is the longest reigning UFC champion in the history of the company. Nobody broke 4 until he got there.
Right.
And to do it in the fashion that he did, especially against Junior Dos Santos, when he knocked him out with that crisp left hand, just beautiful, or right hand, I believe it was, but still just destroyed him. And that guy has a confidence because he goes in the fires and does all that shit.
Right. Still,
you can't look at that guy and not go, he has no fear. Like, there is no fear in that boy's eyes when he fights. And I love the fact that, they're going to run it back for a third, because the UFC needs this, especially for the heavyweight division, since it is kind of shallow. So you get the attention on DC and you get the attention on Stipe, and build that division like Wilder or Fury and Joshua are doing right now, and go from there. And to me, when this fight goes off in August, I'm going to be sitting there with the popcorn and beer, excited for every swing. It's going to be crazy, dude. I love it.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's exciting, man. And I mean, Ngannou's waiting in the wings, right?
Yeah.
And people will say how scary he is. However, man, you can't forget, like you just said, Stipe already beaten Ngannou.
Yeah, handily over 5 rounds.
Right.
What'll
happen if they fight again? Right now, it doesn't matter. He has DC to handle. So
yeah, and
man, it's gonna be great.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that card in August, and we're gonna definitely cover that before and after, like we are right now. And like I said, we have a card coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, the 15th. Calvin Kattar versus Dan Inge, or Dan Ige,
yeah.
Dan
Cater and Ige.
I know both of these guys. We're only going to do the main event with this one and then close it out. But who do you got in that fight? I think I have Ige in that fight as against Cater.
This is tough, man, because both of these guys, man, this is I have been saying this a lot, but I'm never lying. I will never lie when I say this. I'm excited for this fight. I'm never going to say I'm excited for a fight when I'm not. What would I say? But I am. This is a great fight. Their last fights, Ige had that super close decision against Barboza.
Yes.
Some people think they lost that fight. I watched it again last night. I thought Ige won originally, and I still think Ige won. I think they got it right. It was really close, though. Cater knocked out Jeremy Stevens.
Yes.
With some nasty elbows. It was fantastic. Both these guys are at a tear. Well, I think Cater lost to Zabit before that, but it was a really good fight. Really close fight. But they're both great. I think probably I have Cater, but Ige, Ige wouldn't be a bad bet because he's an underdog, and I think it's gonna be a good fight. 5-round fight should be interesting, man, because they're both killers, and they both like to go after you, man. And Cater's is such a slick boxer, but Ige's no slouch either, man. And I mean, he just beat Barboza. I mean, Barboza's a monster. So yeah, this is gonna be a great fight. And also, I said my if I was a betting man, if I was a betting man for Wednesday, right? Corey Stamen over Jimmy Rivera. I think he's like a plus 110 to 130. He's not a huge underdog, but he's an underdog. I go with him, man. He's a man on a mission. Okay, I'm not gonna be a monster and say that the death of a loved one makes someone better or worse fighter. I'm not an asshole. I'm not gonna say that. But he did lose his brother, and when he fought like a week after that, he looked like a man on a mission, man. He looked great, and he wants to go again, man. So he's he's obviously motivated in one way or another, and he looked great against Kelleher, and Rivera's coming in short notice. Stamen wasn't on the card, but he was looking for a fight. So I think he was ready to fight. He assumed he was going to fight. He just didn't have an opponent. But Rivera's really tough too. But I think I got Corey in this one, man. I think he's like plus 130.
Sweet. Well, ladies and gentlemen.
But if you bet on it and you lose, don't blame me.
We won't, sir. Well, in closing to everybody, we appreciate you listening and watching, you can get our podcast version on Anchor FM, Spotify, and all the other links will be in the bottom of the comments, and also along with our lovely support link as well. You can get the video version at our YouTube page and also our Facebook. I'm working on an Instagram right now for us to do as well. But our Facebook is facebook.com/Bro Plata. And it is a pleasure, as always, to share the screen with my lovely, lovely friend, Mr. Tim Danko. To my right, yeah, he's my right-hand man. I love Tim Danko. Tim, tell him your social media handles.
All right, boo. Oh, we got at Dig Danko, DIGDINKO. That's Twitter and Instagram. Tim Danko on Facebook.
Absolutely, my friend. And I am at Ray Hyclak, and that is across the entire spectrum of the social media platforms. We love doing these. We appreciate the people that watched our first episode on YouTube. You can always go see our full episodes, and our clips are on there as well in a playlist. We have playlists for full episodes and for our show clips. If you just want to digest them in a small format, that's perfectly fine. I'll be working on those. This episode will be out on the day of the next UFC fight card, and we will have a recap of UFC 172 Fight Night, and that will be on ESPN Plus for your viewing pleasure. So we are glad for that. And also, we will be starting an ESPN Pick'em group. If you want to join that, it'll be Bro Picks will be the name to search under. We'll put a thing as well, a link to that for you guys to see as well. So if you want to join us and see how you're doing, feel free to come into the Bro Picks ESPN Pick'em page and see how you do against us. And we appreciate you listening. This is a great, fun episode. We had a great time. We had a fun time talking UFC 251 with you guys. And like I said, the episode will be up on Friday for UFC Fight Night 172, live from Yas Island in the lovely Arab Emirates, United Arab Emirates. And for Tim Danko, I'm Ray Hyclak. This has been the Bro Plata Podcast. Thank you guys for showing up, and we will see you this coming Friday. Have a good night, guys. Bye.